tomorrow. I don't get it. Confusing. Rag! Dude, did you study for the Bible test? I don't get it. At all. It's so confusing. Alright, well, I'm gonna go finish studying for this test. Whoa! Who are you?
Well, I am the angel of the Lord, son, and I am here to help you figure out your problems.
Why are you talking like that?
You know, Christians nowadays, most of these, hipster kind of stuff going on. You gotta fit in a little bit so you don't freak out too much.
Is that why you wear gray pants?
Pretty much.
Alright.
I'm gonna lead you to the time of the Old Testament.
Hey, it's my watch.
Hey, dude, angel powers. I'm gonna help you figure out exactly how the Old Testament goes so you can pass that test tomorrow.
Yes.
So first, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. First He created darkness. And then light. See, so bright. Was it? Yeah, now man. It's not my first rodeo. Yeah. See that?
Yeah.
He made that next. That's called the sky.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like the sky.
Yeah. See that right there?
Yeah.
It's called the ground. He made that too.
Oh, I get it now.
They created water. It's from beyond the ocean. That's pretty cool.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Get it.
Okay, next. After that, He made the sun, moon, and stars. And the next day, He made some fish and birds. After all that, He made the land animals and man, Adam. After that, He made Eve. But they were both tempted by a serpent and ate of a fruit that God said not to in the garden. So because of their sin, they were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. And that's when man was first separated from God.
2.
After all this, God flooded the earth, sadly, because He wanted to restart, because it's kind of bad with all the sin. It got pretty bad after the Adam and Eve thing. And then there's this guy named Abraham that came along, and God was like, dude, I'm going to promise you something. I'm going to promise you to give me a great nation. You're going to have many kids. Like, you see the stars?
Dang.
That's like how many kids you're going to have. Like the sands of the ocean, that's how many kids you're going to have. He's going to have a great nation.
Dang.
He also ends up calling it Israel, and it's God's chosen nation. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Then, this guy named Pharaoh came, and that great nation that was promised, they were named Israel. This guy named Pharaoh, he came over and enslaved them. Israel. We enslaved them. And then God's like, you know what, I want my people, God. I hear them crying out to me. So He brought this guy named Moses. And Moses came over to me, Pharaoh, and he's like,
let my people go.
and I'm like, no way, Moshe. So since I didn't listen a few times, He brought out 10 plagues, which were water to blood, frogs, lice, flies, cattle, boils, hell, locust, darkness, and then He killed all the firstborn with the death angel in the Passover. That was a bad night. And then I let the people go. You're free. Imagine this is water right here. It's not like ocean.
I see it.
Moses was like walking with all the millions of people of Israel, and God's like, dude, Egypt's coming back after you. So, He gave Him the power to part the Red Sea, and then everyone followed Moses, and they walked through. Then, when they got to the other side, Egypt started coming down too, and God's like, you guys are all out. I'll close this on them, so the water's just all boosh.
Dang.
And then they went and sinned a little bit more. Stupid, they keep sinning. Israel was done. So they had to wander for 40 years before they could enter the promised land.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
40 years?
40 years. That's how stupid they are.
A lot of time.
When they were first able to come across and start finally conquering the promised land, they came across a city called Jericho.
Jericho.
But God had to conquer in a weird way. He had them walk around 7 times around the building, and
So they walked around it?
yeah, they had to walk around it, and then at the end they had to blow a trumpet, and the walls fell.
Dang.
And you see them doing that right now. You can see they're coming around now. The armies of.
That's hardcore.
Now, if you watch, they're gonna blow their horns, and the walls are gonna fall. like after they conquered the land, they had like these people called judges come, and
Guessing they judged.
yeah, pretty much, because the people kept on following the cycle of sin and judgment like so many times. It's not even funny. Like these people are idiots. Like, but you know we're the same. We're all humans. So actually, I'm an angel. But,
Pretty much.
they kept on following in that, so they brought judges like, I don't know if you heard about Samson and Delilah. Well, Samson and Delilah's story is probably one of the most famous judges. After that,
heard of
the
those.
kings came. Finally, the people were like, we want kings. So,
With the crowns.
yeah. And God's like, okay, fine. You want a king? We'll have a king. The people chose this guy named Saul because he was tall and good looking. He started off good, but ended up going downhill, so God took him out. Then he brought in David, who ruled after God's own heart. The kingdom was later divided into the northern kingdom, Israel, and the southern kingdom, Judah. Because of some bad choices, Judah was actually exiled to Babylon. So during the exile period, there's this guy named Daniel, and he got pretty high up there. But he prayed when they weren't supposed to pray, so he got thrown in the lion's den to be eaten. But he, like, prayed and trusted God, so the lions were like eating him. They were like, can't eat this guy. And the king felt really bad for throwing his friend in there, so they pulled him out. And they ends up having the guys that got Daniel thrown in there, thrown in the lion's den, and they got
Get out of the lion's den?
Yeah, come on out. Come on out, Daniel. I'm here, Daniel. Then Judah returned, and Zerubbabel rebuilt the temple. After the temple was rebuilt, there's like 400 years these guys called the Pharisees come and enslave everyone with legalism, and they think they know it all. But then, you know, Jesus ends up coming, and that's when the New Testament starts.
Flashlight.
I get it now. It all makes sense.